Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to walk you step by step through how to build a complete lesson plan using ChatGPT. If you're a teacher or trainer, you know the struggle, right? Like the clock moves faster than your planning period, the paperwork stack really never shrinks, and somehow we're expected to create high quality lessons while juggling everything else that's on our plate. Lesson planning should not take hours, and with ChatGPT, it really doesn't have to. So today I'm going to show you a full example lesson plan for let's pick 11th grade social studies, and we'll see exactly how to get detailed, accurate, and classroom ready materials in just minutes. All right. Before we're done, I'll show you also how to check for accuracy, how to remove bias, and how to make sure the plan sounds like you and not like a robot. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to just jump in. Okay, when people struggle with ChatGPT, it's usually because they start with little tiny baby prompts like, make a lesson plan on the Industrial Revolution. We're not going to do that today. We're actually going to give ChatGPT everything it needs to give us a great lesson plan draft. We're going to tell it things like grade level, topic, what sections we want, and how we want it to sound. So then we'll put that into GPT and let GPT do the heavy lifting and get us to a first draft quicker. So here's the exact prompt I would use, and it's going to be kind of a big prompt. But what I want to do is show you a lot of the different kinds of things you could include in a prompt like this. So definitely you do not have to use it exactly as I'm going to write it here, but tailor it to you and your style and the elements you like to include in a lesson plan. So we'll go ahead and just put that into ChatGPT here real quick. All right, so here is my full prompt that I would put in here. Create a complete 11th grade social studies lesson plan on the Industrial Revolution. Include learning objectives, background context, an opening hook, direct instruction, and independent activity, and 2 discussion questions. Make it practical, clear, and teacher-friendly. Organize with headings. I like to tell GPT how to present the data to me just in a way that I like it. And so, again, tell GPT what you want your outputs to be, and it'll get you what you want. So we'll hit go, and we will watch it build our session outline here in just a few minutes. Okay, so here is our lesson outline. Let's just take a look at what it wrote for us. So of course it gave us some learning objectives, gave us background for us as teachers to use to kind of get ourselves into the period, so to speak here, what's going on. We've got our opening hook, which is how do we get our students engaged right from the beginning. So that looks like a good one. Imagine your alarm didn't go off. Yeah, that's great. Okay, we can do that. We can look through here, looking at the direct instruction as well. Causes, major innovations, social economic, reform movements. Okay. We then are given an idea here about an independent activity with some cause and effect mapping. We have some discussion questions we could ask the class. And then GPT also says, hey, I can also give you some extra things like build you a full slideshow, a student-friendly worksheet, a quiz, or an exit ticket, or a differentiated version for struggling or advanced learners. So, let's just say, hey, you know what? Give me an exit ticket. So again, we're having kind of this conversation with GPT. And so now we have kind of this exit ticket quiz sort of thing that says, in your own words, what was the major cause, give some positives and negatives, and what invention change do you think had the biggest impact? One question that you still have. Cool. Okay, so now instead of having spent hours potentially coming up with all of that content, now it's right at our fingertips. Now we can do the work that we really are good at, and that is, okay, how am I going to take this content? Number one, fact check it. Number two, how do I tailor this to my students, right? Like understanding who's in your classroom, like GPT will never really know that. You could tell it lots of the dynamics in your classroom, but only me as teachers and educators, do we know our audience the way we know our audience, right? So again, we can take this content that was generated very quickly for us, and now we can spend our time tailoring it to our audience. That's a huge time saver there. So that's what we do as we review this lesson plan. The next thing that we're going to want to do is check for accuracy and bias, right? Like, so anytime you're using AI, you really want to spend maybe 60 seconds and run a couple of quick checks to make sure that it's accurate and is free from bias. So, I mean, we would check things like name, dates, definitions, double check that the information there is correct. Another thing we look for is watching for oversimplification. So AI sometimes smooths out nuance and complexity where we really need that. We need our students to understand the whys or the deeper meanings, right? So again, that's part of our review. Check for political or cultural bias. So if we're teaching sensitive topics, ask, maybe for multiple perspectives on this issue, right? We could do that in our example here. The causes of the industrial. Give multiple perspectives on the causes of the Industrial Revolution. So now it can give us from different angles what we are looking at. So again, we can come at it from different angles. And then, like I said, make sure you add your voice. Make sure you speak to your students in the voice that you have, right? That's what's going to really resonate with your students. All right, team. So what you then do with this from here, copy, paste it into whichever format you like. Maybe I would probably throw it in a Word doc and then start adding my own nuances to the lesson outline. And then I am ready to stand up in front of my class and start teaching. All right, team, now you know exactly how to build a complete lesson plan using ChatGPT from objective to assessment without that long planning grind. Hey, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for my next video on how to have a brainstorming session with ChatGPT to generate ideas on how to approach a teaching topic for a diverse learner audience. We'll see you in that video.